Zaki.
Hi, Chloe.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Zaki. I've been a contributor to Cosmos since 2014. I'm co-founder of a project called SOMMelier.finance.
Very good. What was the first coin that you bought? When was it and why did you buy it?
I mean, the first coin I bought was Bitcoin. I probably bought Bitcoin in like 2013. I mean, at the time, that was like all there was.
Yeah. Wow, 2013. You've been contributing to the Interchain ecosystem for a long time, ever since you were director at Tendermint. So how do you feel about the growth of Interchain ecosystem in general?
I think like what's most exciting is all of the sort of new founders and new projects that are coming into the ecosystem. Like, you know, for the last few years, like it has been, you know, the ecosystem is dominated by people who were at AIB, right? Who were at Tendermint, you know, and like the diaspora of people coming out of Tendermint, founding all these projects. But now we have like a whole new generation of people, you know, projects like Barachain, you know, that are like completely coming, like have none of this baggage, who are just, you know, building on us. I'm also really excited about just everything that like Skip is doing. And then we have all these Xterra teams like TFM and Levana that are building really exciting things. Like TFM is like one of the most it makes the experience of using Cosmos like so much better. And comes from like a completely different team that has no connection to like, you know, the original Cosmos, you know, Tendermint folks.
The Interchain ecosystem still got some room for improvement.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so what do you think is the main quest right now?
So, I mean, I think one of the more interesting things is like, you know, user numbers in Cosmos have been basically flat for the last year. Like we haven't really seen any growth in users, while like Ethereum L2 ecosystem has like massively grown in just terms of active wallets, etc. And so really what we need to do, I mean, the most important thing is to like bring growth back to Cosmos. And like start onboarding new users. And I think like one of the things that you're seeing again, you know, with like what DYDX is doing with their approach is they're building a Cosmos chain that feels like an Ethereum L2. That doesn't, you know, where there's that like that mental friction of like transitioning ecosystems is sort of not there. And I think that's probably one of the most important things that like Cosmos has to do is we have to like, you know, as much as we love like, you know, Keplr and, you know, we have to make our ecosystem feel a lot less intimidating and foreign to, you know, other people from other chains. I also think that, you know, we're going to see a lot of changes to like, I think things like one of the things that I'm excited about with like Celestial launching and Rollkit is the ability for people to start building app chains without having to have a staking token right from the beginning. And I think that will also make a big difference in just terms of like really starting to like build apps, let them get users before they launch a token. It's going to, I think, make a big difference to the ecosystem.
Sure, yeah. You are the founder of Sommelier.
Co-founder.
Co-founder, yeah.
Yes.
You're the co-founder of Sommelier.
SOMMelier.finance, yeah.
Which is one of the most valuable projects in the Interchain ecosystem, I would say.
Well, I think we are just about, I think we're like number 7 in TVL of Cosmos chains. Wow. And like, you know, of those chains that we're like behind, it's like a bunch of them are exchange chains. So, you know, it's so yeah, we're very rapidly becoming like one, and, you know, I think we're going to start seeing, so our flagship, okay, so again, Sommelier is like again, trying to like bridge this gap between like, sort of like the using Cosmos technology, but going after like the large market of Ethereum users and Ethereum DeFi. So, you know, we're a Cosmos chain, but our apps are exposed to users through smart contracts on Ethereum. And when you're using our app, you don't feel like you're like using a Cosmos app. You feel like you're using an Ethereum app. And we're like generating yields from the like large volume of Ethereum DeFi. But I do think opportunities to do more with Sommelier products in Cosmos are starting to happen. One, you know, the Osmosis v16 upgrade like does bring about like the ability to do some of the things that we're doing, and the need to do some of the things we do on Ethereum. Like Sommelier manages like a very large Uniswap LP positions, you know, several $1 million, using concentrated liquidity. We've built up all this expertise. It's very exciting. Concentrated liquidity is now coming to Osmosis. And then the other thing is like real yield ETH could start being used in more and more parts of Cosmos. Like you could use it in as collateral for IST. We can build pools on it with concentrated liquidity on Osmosis. I think like one of the big things that like Osmosis really needs to do to sort of get to the next level is actually build markets for liquid staking tokens. Like as a practical matter, like the largest cash flows in crypto right now and the largest opportunities are all around both like Ethereum proof of stake and sort of the wider proof of stake space. So like the liquid staking module, which is another thing I've been working on, coming to the Cosmos Hub, should enable a very large growth of liquid staking in the IBC ecosystem.
What differentiates SOMMelier from other DeFi app chains?
Yeah, so, you know, so basically what's happening is you are seeing DeFi getting more and more complex, right? Like all these DeFi protocols. So, you know, DeFi Summer 2020, you know, the user experience was you just like walk up some capital, you get some farming tokens, that's it. But now all of these positions have to be like managed and rebalanced and on an ongoing basis. And so, you know, what we've done with Sommelier is we've made products that allow, you know, so, you know, if you wanted to use Fraxlend, for instance, you would have to be constantly monitoring whether or not you're providing liquidity to the right pools. Our Fraximal Vault just does that for you. And we really use the power of Cosmos technology, the power of like having a validator set of the app chain concept to provide a lot of safety for users. Because that's the other thing. You know, the biggest thing that we saw is like large scale adoption of DeFi really came through CDeFi, which were entities that were intermediating DeFi protocols for users and allowed them to like, you know, not be exposed to the complexity of operating on chain. But all of those, you know, things like Celsius, Voyager, all of them rugged their users, right? They all stole their money. They all, you know, there was fraud. So what we wanted to do with Sommelier is build a system where that fraud was impossible, where there are multiple systems of checks and balances protecting users from, you know, all of the different things that could go wrong. So you have protection that's built into the smart contract layer, where like the smart contracts are defining what, you know, what DeFi protocols can be used. So you're not going to wake up one morning and like real yield ETH will put all of the ETH in like some DeFi protocol that no one's ever heard of before. You know, there needs to be governance. There's like, you know, and so the chain enables a governance process to you know, if you want to add a new, but also one of the other big things is that like whenever there's like a trading action that happens, what's actually happening is the trade is being submitted to the validator set, and then the validator set is performing dynamic checks on those proposed trades before they get executed. So the validator set actually acts as like a very important guardian of the funds that are on Ethereum.
Thank you. What's the Sommelier's long-term goal?
What's Sommelier's long-term goal? Sommelier fundamentally believes that, like, you know, DeFi is a thing that should be accessible to everyone, and that people should be able to, you know, like, and that like DeFi will like enable users to like, you know, earn on their savings, get access to new financial opportunities. That like this, that it is like one of the most important access things of blockchain. And the goal of Sommelier is to keep DeFi accessible to everyone, easy to use, accessible to everyone, so that, you know, DeFi doesn't just, you know, doesn't repeat the conventional financial system where, like, you know, there's only a few sophisticated actors that are like, you know, providing liquidity on dexes and stuff like that. Like, really, we want to keep DeFi accessible, democratic, open to everyone, and that's really the vision that Sommelier is striving for.
Thank you. Is there anything you want to say to Korean Web3 community who's especially interested in Sommelier and in Interchain ecosystem? Yeah,
I mean, I think that this is a great time to sort of rediscover the Interchain ecosystem. There's a lot of new apps launching. this is a time to come in and explore again. We've unfortunately the ecosystem has been harmed a lot by like things like the collapse of Terra, but like this is actually like there's a new generation of safer, better, more exciting apps, new stablecoins, new dexes, new lending protocols, NFTs, games, all of this stuff. It's really all starting to work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for the interview.